So I am Dr. Farhan Ali. I am associated with NED University in the Department of Economics and Management Sciences as assistant professor. I am not a medical doctor, I am a PhD doctor, and I've been associated with various organizations, social welfare and community organizations since last 12 years, and I'm running my own organization with the name Youth Arena. Basically, it's a youth-led social startup. So today I'll be discussing about the project we have recently finished with the British Council. It was on COP26 with perspective of SDG number 13, climate action. So I am going to share some interesting facts and figures with you during the project we have, during the research work we have got, the major findings related to the climate change awareness. So my title of the talk is Climate Change Awareness Among Youth. दो perspective में आपको बताऊंगा दो sections में. First, I'll be discussing the facts and figures from the Pakistani perspective, and then the research study we have done, and that is from the perspective of youth in Sindh. Okay, so next. You can see over here, there is a research report we have published by a British Council. It is on climate change perception among youth, and 1215 survey respondents. Data was collected from survey respondents between 18 to 35. And 14 focus group discussions were conducted, and 32 interviews from capacity building organizations, NGOs, bureaucrats, educationists, academicians. So let's see the statistics. More than 73% of youth considered poverty and unemployment to be the top two most important issues for youth today. So two most important issues that we found from the report, that 73% of youth consider poverty and unemployment as the major issues among youth. And the third issue highlighted by youngsters, by male, was the quality healthcare, and by the female is the climate change. So climate change is the third most important issue highlighted by the female participants of the survey, and quality healthcare was the third most important issue among youth highlighted by the male participants of the survey. 7 out of 10 participants agreed that climate change will be the biggest threat to Pakistan in the future. 7 out of 10. Means our youth know that the biggest risk we are going to face is the climate change. The most common climate change challenges observed by Pakistani youth were depletion of freshwater resources by 25% participants, followed by air pollution by 11% by the participants, and disturbed rainfall patterns 9%. Could you please change the slide? Okay, 7 out of 10 participants from the survey believe that COVID-19 has increased their community's vulnerability towards climate threats. More than 85% of rural and 79% of urban youth were not familiar with the Sustainable Development Goals. So this is a very important finding, that 85% of the rural youth and 79% of the urban youth do not know what Sustainability Development Goals are. More than 91% of participants did not have any knowledge of COP26. COP26 was an international event arranged last year in November 2021 by British Council, by UK government to mitigate the climate change risk. It's the 26th United Nations Conference of Parties on Climate Change. So 91% participants of the youth, youngsters in Pakistan was not knowing about COP26. 8 out of 10 participants believe that acquiring knowledge on climate change and informing others is a public responsibility. So they know that it's a public responsibility. Youth knows about it, that giving awareness about the climate change is perceived to be a public responsibility. 70% of participants express their eagerness to learn about climate issues. So it is one of the important implications for all the NGOs, heads of NGOs sitting over here, that our youth is willing to learn, willing to have knowledge on, they are eager about to learn about the climate issues. More than 65% felt that they had spoken about the threat of climate change with their communities. 60% felt that they are taking practical steps to protect their communities, peers and friends. Can you please go back? Yes. More than 73% expressed their ability to play the role of an awareness agent. So I would request NGOs to arrange some capacity building workshops on climate change with youth. In rural areas, 77% of males and 57% of females believed that they can be change agents in their communities. Now let's talk about the facts and figures from the SIN. Can you please change the slide? Next, please. Next. Yes. Okay, so the first survey was conducted by British Council team on Pakistan, and now this survey was conducted by our organization for SIN. And in this survey, 1,515 survey respondents were the participants of the survey between the age of 18 to 35, and we targeted university students from 4 major cities of Sindh: Karachi, Hyderabad, Sakkar and Larkana. Let me share some interesting facts and figures कि हमारे जो university students हैं, what is their knowledge level about the climate change, what is their knowledge level on the what they have the environmental knowledge. हमारे university के students जो हैं, university के students, do they know about greenhouse effect? What is your opinion? What is your opinion? Audience is sitting over here. If I ask you, आपको लगता है कि हमारे जो students हैं, university students, they are aware about the climate change? Can you please raise your hand? जिनको लगता है कि हमारे university students, those other than studying environmental studies, अब environmental study के students को तो पता ही होगा ना कि environment और climate change क्या है. But do you think, जितने भी लोग यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, I need your attention, I need your response as well, कि क्या आपको लगता है कि university students जो हैं हमारे, you people are also working in the communities, you are also interacting with students in various, in various times. तो आपको लगता है कि क्या हमारे university के students को climate change के बारे में पता है? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So very few think. Very few from the audience think that हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टूडेंट्स को क्लाइमेट चेंज के बारे में पता है. सो आपकी परसेप्शन जो है, आपका ओपिनियन वो बिल्कुल सही है. बिकॉज लेट मी शेयर द फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स. क्लाइमेट एंड वेदर, ये दोनों अलग अलग कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं. क्लाइमेट एंड वेदर मीन्स व्हेन वी आस्क द क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम देम कि क्या क्लाइमेट एंड वेदर क्या एक ही चीज है, तो 73% ऑफ यूथ हैज गिवन रॉन्ग आंसर. उन्होंने कहा हाँ ये एक ही चीज है, जबकि क्लाइमेट एंड वेदर आर टू डिफरेंट कॉन्सेप्ट्स. If I share you the statistics, कि 3 out of 10 participants, I mean the university students from 4 major cities, as I highlighted, they know about the greenhouse effect. 10 में से 3 स्टूडेंट्स को पता है कि ग्रीन हाउस इफेक्ट होता क्या है. 10 में से 4 स्टूडेंट्स को यह पता है कि फॉसिल फ्यूल्स क्या होते हैं. 10 में से 6 पार्टिसिपेंट्स ऐसे हैं, they know the actions that help reduce climate change. So another interesting finding, 67% of the participants agreed that atmospheric temperature is rising day by day. So the youth has this this, they are towards, we got the answer towards their agreement. They agreed that atmospheric temperature is rising day by day. 36% participants agreed people are using solar energy. I have to cut short because of the shortage of time. If you please change the slide. 6 out of 10 participants use public transport in Sindh whenever that option is available. 4 out of 10 participants prefer walk rather than driving to a market that is just a few streets away. 10 में से 4 youngsters they prefer only कि वो by walk जाएं अगर उनको कोई भी करीब में काम हो तो. 3 out of 10 participants prefer environment friendly or recycled shopping bags while buying grocery or other items. अब 10 में से 3 इसलिए लोग हैं because हमारे पास इसके लिए कोई और मल्टीपल अदर ऑप्शन नहीं है, अल्टरनेट नहीं है. अगर है तो वो कपड़े का बैग और वो सारी चीजें. Okay, so 2 out of 10 participants donated some amount for environment friendly activities in university or neighborhood. So these are the facts and figures. We are towards the disaster. Now these are the key stakeholders, those who can help in mitigating the climate change. First of all, you people are here. So the civil society, NGOs, district government, Higher Education Commission of Pakistan, Ministry of Climate Change Pakistan, Ministry of Industry and Commerce. I'll be telling you one by one कि किस तरह से ये सारे stakeholders, ये direct stakeholders हैं जिनकी वजह से climate affect हो रहा है. We have got Sindh Environmental Protection Agency, Sindh Higher Education Commission, School and Education Literacy Department. So now let's talk about the recommendations from the research findings. Okay, so the first recommendation I propose over here is to design capacity building workshops or trainings for youngsters. The second recommendation to NGOs, so NGOs need to arrange environmental education based activities in primary, secondary, higher secondary and at tertiary level. The third recommendation is to promote climate friendly behavior, and it is important to conduct periodical awareness seminar, workshops and conferences and walks to promote awareness about climate change. सिर्फ ये नहीं कि जब साल में एक ही event हो, but it should be the sustainable plan on climate change awareness should be proposed in the organizations. And another recommendation is to introduce environmental education course at the secondary, higher secondary, undergraduate and postgraduate level. So this is an important recommendation to Higher Education Commission as well, to Schools and Education Literacy Department, to Sindh Textbook Board, to introduce the environmental education activities. अब वो हर लेवल पे, प्राइमरी पे अलग से एक्टिविटीज होंगी, सेकेंडरी पे अलग से एक्टिविटीज होंगी. And for the Higher Education Commission, important recommendation is to, if not a new course in undergrad or postgrad level, we propose कि at least हम जो पाकिस्तान स्टडीज या सोशल स्टडीज जो कोर्स पढ़ाते हैं एज पर दी curriculum, designed curriculum, set curriculum, at least 40% weightage, 30 to 40% weightage or the content on environmental education should be added in Pakistan studies or social studies courses. And another recommendation is to introduce policies to encourage awareness to industry about their initiative to climate change. Next, please. Can you please go back? Okay. To arrange policy dialogues with the chief executives of public limited companies listed in Pakistan Stock Exchange, and NGOs has to play their role with them. They need to sit with them and have a collaboration, a corporate collaboration with organizations, the public limited companies. And it is suggested to have a transparent mechanism for the expenditure done by these public limited companies on their CSR activities. So a specific portion, it is suggested that a specific portion of CSR activities or CSR fund should be reserved for environmental education awareness or for the environmental activities. So these were the major recommendations, and the way forward, can you please change that? This is the way forward. The next project I am looking for with the collaboration of NGOs is that now we want to assess the climate change awareness among youth and its impact on quality of life and health of the youngsters. So this is the way forward. We are planning to work on it. If anyone from you is interested to work on this, so we can collaborate. Thank you. This was all from my side. Thank you so much.